Don't say anything. I want to see if you have.
I call to order the 1614th meeting of the General Student Senate and the 13th meeting of the 42nd Senate. Please notice that this meeting is being broadcast via Zoom and the recording will be publicly available on YouTube. I will now read the land acknowledgement. The University of Maine recognizes that it is located on Marsh Island in the homeland of the Penobscot Nation, where issues of water and territorial rights and encroachment upon sacred sites are ongoing. Penobscot homeland is connected to the other Wabanaki tribal nations, the Passamaquoddy, Maliseet, and Micmac, through kinship, alliances, and diplomacy. The university also recognizes that the Penobscot Nation and the other Wabanaki tribal nations are distinct, sovereign, legal, and political entities with their own powers of self-governance and self-determination. For the clerk, please call the roll.
President Tripp.
Here.
VP Shelmerdine.
Here.
VP Bone.
Here.
VP Lehman.
Here.
VP Thompson.
Here.
VP Fang. Here. Director Arafat. Here. Commissioner Stankovitz.
Here.
Advisor Sidelko.
Here.
Senator Vanderwood.
Here.
Senator Schultz. Senator St. Pierre.
Here.
Senator DeLorme.
Here.
Senator St. Lawrence.
Here.
Senator Levesque.
Here.
Senator Farnsworth.
Here.
Senator Cowan.
Here.
Senator Santiello.
Here.
Senator Inman.
Here.
Senator Dana.
Here.
Senator Ricker. Senator Goodspeed.
Here.
Senator Zura.
Here.
Senator Vlad.
Here.
Senator Van Beek.
Here.
Senator LaMadrid.
Here.
Senator Oldfield.
Here.
Senator Bergmar.
Here.
Senator Weber.
Here.
Senator Seward.
Here.
Senator Zilog.
Here.
Senator Collmore. Senator Sparks.
Here.
Senator Crowdy. Senator Whitehead.
Here.
Senator Sutker. Senator Cummings.
Here.
Representative Pellet.
Here.
Representative Brunner.
Here.
Representative Knapp.
Here.
Representative Karpinski.
Here.
Representative Fancock. Representative Gamble.
Here.
Representative Tremblay.
Here.
Representative Ferrego. Did I miss anybody?
I'm now looking for approval of the 4/14/26 minutes in this agenda.
Move to approve the 426 minutes and this amendment. Second.
Hearing a second, if it's a pleasure of the Senate, that is approved. Now moving into general good and welfare, where any non-member may address the GSS for no more than 5 minutes. Are there any speakers? Yes.
Hello, my name is Sabrina Lopez and I'm the Vice President of the Orono School of Nursing. We recently got back from our trip where 8 members, including myself, were able to prep for our boards, reach out with other nursing students, network, and most importantly, learn about the current healthcare issues that we're going to be faced with. None of this would have been possible without your support. So I just want to come and thank you guys. I really appreciate it all. And because of Student Gov, we were able to support UMaine nursing at a national level, which is so great. Thank you all. Thank you. Meeting.
Yeah. Seeing nothing else under general good and welfare, we'll now move into club presentations with club field hockey. Is there any representatives? All right. Seeing none, moving into the VPFA traditional report.
Good evening, everyone. Our starting projected and allocated figure for tonight is $24,601.13. We had an activity fee installment that we earned of $28,000 from check 1645902. We had 2 returns to allocated, one from Pre-Law Society of 35 cents and one from Black State Union of $149.84. For transfers, the agency committee transferred $50 from candidate reimbursements to drinks and $50 from candidate reimbursements to food, both for non-durational. No budget lines were added, no office budgets. For EBC allocations, consent agenda services committee is coming in for $250 for the Nightwalk event. Pleasant Dragons Club came in for $375 for their character creation night, which is going to be their first introductory event beginning of next year. Green Team came in for $105 for park passes for a trip to Acadia to learn about conservation in national parks. Food and Dining Affairs Committee came in for $378.20 for their wings and things on Sodexo. And Park Club came in for $250 for parking lot reservations. There were no resolutions to Senate tonight and no reports.
I'm now looking for approval of the consent agenda. Senator Weber,
I move to approve the consent agenda. So
hearing a second, if it's a pleasure of the Senate, that is approved. We'll now move into guest speakers with the BPFA figures presentation. We need this.
Everyone, as we get set up again, this is going to be the final presentation of financial figures for the year. And so I just wanted to do a big kind of roundup for the year. Okay, so this is just our financials for the last fiscal year. And so if we give this a quick look, this is the chart of how much in funding we gave out every fundable meeting of the year. Starting all the way back in September, we see that in the white line is a separation between each semester. So we see that the first half of the year, the fall semester, we have a lot less in funding, but it does pick up on the end of the year. And then in the spring semester, we have a big hump right around just before the budget meeting, as clubs are coming in and meeting with me on the regular. And then we see that it tapers off kind of in the end. And so this is just your general overview. So when you're thinking of how funding is going to look in the future, you can kind of think of this graph and know that the spring semester is going to hit pretty hard, come in the middle of it. And you can also expect a bit of an uptick at the end of the fall semester. This is just kind of a different way of looking at the graph. This kind of shows our cumulative funding that we've given out. Oh, sorry, if I go back, you'll see that we gave out $64,000 or a little over $64,000 in the fall semester and $108,000 in the spring semester. This totals $172,000. And so that's about the number that we get up to when we look at this graph. This just shows where we have the biggest jumps are where we can expect the most eating into it. Now into my standard pie chart wheels. This is our total budget. As you can see, our allocated figure in the green way up at the top used to be closer to the bottom. It used to be a big chunk of the money that we had. And now it's not. We've gone through it, which I find is a big accomplishment for this organization because that's gone to benefit our undergraduate students throughout the year. Diving a little bit more in, this is just expanding everything, removing our overhead costs, everything that goes into just like general office maintenance and salaries for employees. We have funds for the constituency. This is everything for student entertainment, for sports clubs, all wrapped up. Okay, this is a different bit of overview. It's the same idea as what we saw in the sunburst charts, but in this case, everything is represented as squares. And so you can kind of see what makes up the biggest portion. And this is money that goes towards student-led groups. So this doesn't include the divisions of UMSG. The closest we get, I think, is Fair Elections Practices Commission, because I include that under committees, but also you see Services Committee is down there. And so all of our undergraduate student-led organizations, this is where our money goes towards. A lot of it goes towards sports clubs, which we already knew. Men's ice hockey is in the top because we also gave them a nationals bid. They were the only organization that got nationals funding this year. For the total of other clubs, I'll expand that a little bit more in this. Sorry that it's very hard to see in this lighting, but this is everything that's non-sport clubs. And so sports clubs are a very structured system. If you look at this, I know the black on the dark blue is really hard to see, so I apologize. But our most funded groups were Tappy with 11,000, I think, for the 2 trips that they went on over the winter break. And then, if I remember correctly, it was Black Bear Catholic, part of the goes on the left. And it goes all the way down to some of our lowers and all of our consent agenda items that are down in the bottom right corner. And then the classic percentage through graph, everything is all the way on the right, where over 95% of the way through the year, we're at 23 out of 24 fundable meetings. All of my figures also did include what was allocated just a couple of minutes ago, and passing the consent agenda, just so that it would be the most up to date. You can see that we're 87% of the way through if we don't include any funding that we gave to student entertainment, in their big up at the beginning of the year. But if we do, we're at 94, and so we're right on track and looking like we're sitting pretty nice this year. And I think that's that.
Are there any questions or comments?
This is more of a comment for it, but when you look at the first one where it says like the 64 and then 108, the 108 is a little misleading because of last year not being at our sports club totals. So a good portion, maybe like 20 to 30,000 of that 108,000 is sports clubs getting back to their unallocated, like requesting like the 2,000 to get their tier funding total. So in future years, it might not be like the 170, but might be looking like 140, 150 around for the totals. So that's also a good number to keep in mind for future senators who might be here or future funding, kind of seeing if we're around those levels, like especially because sports clubs will only be coming in for nationals funding if they make it. We probably won't fund them more than the 10,000 that we give them at the start of the year. So that would kind of be around what it's like.
Any more questions or comments? Senator DeLorme?
Do you plan to like have these presentations posted on the website or somewhere accessible for like future years?
Yeah, we could do that. We probably have it under the financials page on our account.
BP Bang?
The VP-elect, whoever the elect Grady and I have also discussed, if possible, having like a more regularly updated version of this live on the website next year, just for transparency and more tracks and stuff like that.
Was that?
What a privilege I had to think.
Okay. All right. Is there any more questions or comments? All right, thank you so much. Before we move into the executive reports, we have our weekly quote from Senator Black.
Yes. Today's quote is, push so hard that you not only discover your limits, but that you wave them goodbye as you grow past them.
Moving into executive reports, starting with the president.
Right, guys. For housekeeping, reminder that the Student Leadership Awards are again April 30th at 5 p.m. in Minsky. Thursday. I hope to see you all at President-elect Shelmerdine and Vice President-elect Sparks' inauguration on Thursday. I'll let FEPC Chair Stankovitz kind of expand on that. But it's a big deal and it's happening in just 2 days. So please make an attempt to be there. For old business, under admin response memorandum, I'll be following up with Dean Gifford tomorrow. My goal is still hoping to have it ready for VP Shelmerdine and I's last meeting with President Freddie Mundy on Friday. Next, the student the student legal services contract will be going through tonight. Through an impromptu polypro, we got a pass. I look forward to getting that done for not just student government, but also for Sean. Next, under concert, I would love to give a big round of applause for BPSD Legion, and all of our wonderful volunteers and photographers. I'll let Vice President Lehman go over specifics, but it was such a blast, and I appreciate everyone's efforts in getting people there, and also for those who were able to attend. This is one of UMSG's most successful events in a long while, and it was a real pleasure to kind of be a part of. For AVPSC hiring, I'll be following up with committee members this week, but the general consensus seems to be that this position will be kicked to the fall. No big deal, it's happened before, so those of you who will be here in the fall, make sure to be planning ahead for that. For new business, I only have one thing. Next week is the last meeting of the year and the final for many of us sitting in this room, which is kind of insane. Looking forward to the end of this wild ride with you all. I think there's a lot to be proud of this year, and over the last 4 years, this organization I've seen literally transform. before my eyes, and it's thanks to all of us and for many of people who have already left this room, who are proof that things continue after graduation. It's not something to be devastated about, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware that next week is our last meeting and President Freemundy will be joining us in case you forgot. So that is the end of my report.
For my report, I had a very productive meeting with Dave Young and the president of Department of World Health. I'm looking to get clarification if they can move back to their old building. By having the fire marshal waiver extended, that's something that Dick Young proposed as an alternative because they're currently in Cutler, but they can only make their pallets, that's their whole thing, make their pallets on the truck. So they have to wait till the truck actually comes, and it's a huge thing. And it's not applicable for long-term use. So they're looking to go back into the Keogh building. And if we discuss, if this doesn't work, how we can the student government help them with storage and transportation. On Saturday, I attended the UVAC ball on UMSG's behalf, and their student chief remains the same, Kira Dutton. And they have a new exec team, and I'm glad to continue the relationship that Keegan and I started with them going on for next year. We're planning on having a meeting with the MCDC Dean regarding some underlying issues within SEIS that was brought up by students. And this was also highlighted to me in the meeting last week I had with the director. I don't have the materials for the space committee because last week I ended up having an unexcusable class, but I'll have that by next meeting. But again, next meeting, we're having the president here. And so also if there's any questions, I encourage them to, if you had them written beforehand. I have the final meeting with the presidential administration tomorrow with VP-elect Sparks. And so I'm excited to introduce her and have that meeting run just the two of us, because Keegan said his farewell last time.
Not be embarrassed.
And this Friday, I have the Dean of Students finalist interview here in the Union, and then right after the finalists will give a presentation in the saloon in the library. This Thursday, right before inauguration, the MCEC Student Advisory Board holds its officer elections, and then next Monday, I have the next Dean meeting with BHD. Report. Moving on for Vice President of Financial Affairs.
Everyone, this last week was pretty standard, financial wise, continuing to parse through bank reconciliations, and any incoming requests. This is the last week to get any funding requests. Funding requests are due at noon on Thursday, or else they don't go through. You have to come to EBC next week or next year, which won't start until 23, when we've had 2 weeks for senator nominations, and we can finally pick our EBC. And so just be aware, any friends are like, oh, I did ask for money. They have until Thursday at noon, dedicated to BJ or Camden offices. And I'm continuing to train via BPFA designate, and it's going pretty well. And reporting.
Vice President of Student Organizations.
Hey, guys.
Sorry.
Very sorry. No club maintenance this week, as there were clubs for SOC, but there are already some that have applied for next week, which will be our last SOC meeting and my last ever, which is emotional. I'm working on setting up the off-campus storage audits. I reached out to the Maine Outing Club and squatters. I'm still waiting to hear back from MOC, the squatters. That will be next week, as they're busy this week preparing for squat prom. This week, I'm also going to start setting up onboarding meetings for next year's reps. I'm going to try and make sure that VPSO designate Dana can be there for as many of those as possible. And also tomorrow, I'm going to be sending out another reminder to clubs to make sure that their bank accounts are transferred over, because it is a really annoying process if you don't have any officers on your bank account, and that leads to so many issues. And then finally, something I want to note. We have a lot of next year's reps here tonight, which is awesome, and I'm glad you guys are being onboarded as part of your transition internally. We have an executive session at the last part of the meeting tonight. If you are here as a rep for next year and you are not currently onboarded as an employee for this year, you will have to leave the room when we enter exec session. End of report.
Vice President of Student Entertainment.
Hello, everyone. Firstly, we had 362 tickets at Blackbird Cinemas last week. Now, the big chunk of my stuff is going to be about the concert. Firstly, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you. For those of you who volunteered, you made the show possible. ABPSC Hall and myself were running around all day. I believe they had over 20,000 steps, and I had probably closer to 25,000 steps. So we were everywhere, and we couldn't be sat in one place. So having you guys there took a huge weight off of our shoulders. I know that a few things did come up, but you guys handled it exactly like you should have. You got the trusted adults, and you guys told people. So I just want to say thank you for those of you who actually volunteered. For those of you who did not volunteer, I still want to thank you. All of your contributions are still so important. Word of mouth is the biggest aspect of spreading news about concerts and stuff. And also, thank you for going and telling all of your friends. You guys really do make it happen, and you guys make it worth it. With that said, I have a number of how many people attended, and it's pretty big and it's very exciting, but it was 1,860 students that went to the concert. Put that in perspective, that is more than double the amount of people that went to the Ricky Montgomery show. That is more than double the amount of people that went to the Trevor Wallace show. That is more than double the amount of people that went to the Sammy Ray show. That is more than double the amount of people that went to the Joe Gatto show. That's more than double the amount of people that went to the Freddie Gibbs show. And while I do not have the exact attendance numbers, it is highly more cost effective than the Jack Harlow show. Again, I just want to thank all of you for all of your work in getting this show to where it is. It has taken a lot of hard work and dedication throughout not only this year, but every year since I've been here really to make this change. I know that I'm the DPSC, but all of you, senators, reps, execs, you all really do have such an impact on this thing that is the concert and where it came to. So please be proud of yourselves as are truly change makers in this as much as everyone. So with that said, to thank you guys, I was able to get a couple of set lists as memorabilia from the artist. So if you want one of those, please come up to me and I can give you a fun little set list. And also the Cross Center, due to all of our hard work, they thought we did such an amazing job and said that we're probably the best university that they probably work with ever. So that's a huge thing. They are offering us 20 complimentary tickets to James Austin Johnson. He's on SNL. They're giving us 20 complimentary tickets to his show at the Cross Insurance Center this Saturday at 7 p.m. So if you're interested, please come up to me and I can give you your contact info. I'll have to go to there to pick them up, but I can get you a ticket. So that's awesome. Next, this week, I'm going to be focusing a lot on onboarding the next BPSC. While let's at the concert to get a good understanding of how that works specifically. This week will be a lot more dedicated to the behind the scenes stuff and talking about how everything from movie tickets to partnerships with CSI work and all that fun stuff. Again, I have no issue that this is going to be an easy transition period for her. And then a couple of things happening in the last part of the year is that there's the final survival kit. I'm not sure if this is the exact date. They have it in an email from like a month ago from Tristan, but if it isn't updated, I'll get that to you. But Saturday, that final survival kits will be Saturday, May 2nd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Oaks Room in the Cloverfield Library. And then we talked about this a while ago, but UMSG will also be sponsoring the stuffed bears for the Maine farewell happening on May 8th. End of report.
Vice President of Student Leadership.
Hey all, as a reminder, the retreat is this Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. I will have Chipotle. Please react to the message in the chat if you plan on attending so I have an accurate count on food. I'm excited to see everyone's PowerPoints. I know it's a busy week for people, but don't stress about it. Although this is a public speaking workshop, it's also just a fun place for senators to bond. And honestly, I think it's more impressive to defend for 5 minutes a slideshow you put together in 5 minutes. If you are a rep or an exec, please react to the message I'm about to drop in the Senate chat for your size for the quarter zip. During exec evals, I will be texting people who haven't responded, but this is already later than I had hoped. And if I do not have a size for you by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, I'm moving forward with the order. I should have sizes for all senators except somehow my brothers. So Senator St. Lawrence, Levesque, and Ricker, please respond to the message as well. Also, the stoles are here. BJ has them. I should have emailed you this morning. Please go pick them up from him and good luck with your grad photos. Finally, exec evals are tonight. For anyone wondering what my job is, me too. But I am tabling Saturday morning and I'm working on at umaine.edu email or at maine.edu emails for the execs still. And report.
Advisor to Student Government. No report. Are there any questions for the executive reports? Seeing none, moving into periodic reports, starting with the faculty senate student representative.
Okay, so everyone, last Wednesday was the final faculty senate meeting that I will be able to attend this year. The last meeting of the faculty senate though will be happening in late May, and in that meeting, there will be a motion voted on discussing their syllabus bank. But during last week's meeting, elections took place for their new officers and execs. The new president of the faculty senate is Brian McGill. The new vice president is Colleen Marzilli. And the new secretary is Lauren Jacobs. After these elections, the faculty senate gave the administration and President Brady Muttley a chance to respond to their letter that they had sent. The administration's response was basically just that they understand the importance of this letter. They see how much the faculty cares about the university and the students, just as they do. And then somehow she made a transition into talking about next year's enrollment and graduation, and not really directly addressing much of the concern of the faculty. Faculty then went on to raise some questions during the meeting, such as why do students and faculty have to pay for their research posters, specifically for symposium, when we're an R1 research institute, so we should probably fund people to have posters. So that the administration agreed and said that they will work on it for next year. And then a second question / concern that was raised was that the university theoretically has about double the amount of administrators that other universities of our size do. And the question was why haven't we reassessed the amount of administrators we have, considering how much money those positions cost, and that money could be going to repaying our debt. To that question, there was no response. And then lastly, all the motions and resolutions presented in the meeting were passed. These motions, as I mentioned last week, were about clarifying some language about gender requirements, some recommendations about language and syllabuses regarding recording in lectures and ongoing Title II compliance, and then allowing faculty emeriti to keep their university accounts. End of report.
Does anyone have a report for the board of trustees? Chair of the Fair Election Practices Commission.
Hey everyone, this week is inauguration on Thursday at 6 p.m. at Buchanan Alumni. If you don't have an invitation or if you lost one, let me know and I can either send you a digital one or I can run down to the office and grab a physical one. This past week and this next week, I have been working on onboarding my successor, Emma, who is here tonight to see how Senate works, as well as looking over what needs to be changed on the guidelines, and those will be coming for next week to amend that. And we're working on that together so everything can be set up for next year and it won't be any more confusing guidelines that go in circles. And that would be it moving forward.
Student Legal Services Liaison,
No report.
representative to the Graduate Student Senate,
No report.
representative to the Machias Student Senate,
No report.
Orono Town Council Liaison,
Hi. Okay, so the big piece of information I got when I was on the last week is that when I was working to make sure that Maine Day is safe for all the students and everyone in the surrounding areas, and we chose to prepare for that. But it was brought up that there's been a change in ownership for the Ave, and there's a lot of concerns surrounding that. The primary concern is that the new management group is still learning about Maine Day and its significance and doesn't fully understand how big of an event it is. They were showing the Instagram and they've said apparently like, oh, like it can't be like that big, and they're no, like that's what it's like. So they're concerned about that. But police chief Dan Merrill is working really hard to make sure that proper security is being locked down for the event, because currently there's no security locked down. I'm just really worried that the lack of security might lead to unmanaged crowds, and is worried that the change in ownership and lack of security will reverse 5 years of work that's been done to make the event safer. So they're working really hard to make sure that there is security, but that in mind, they're working with the new ownership and struggling to figure that. And their report.
Old Town City Council Liaison,
No report.
Representative of Military and Veteran Student Affairs.
Report.
Director of Technology. University of Maine Security Representative. Center of Undergraduate Research Liaison.
A symposium last Friday, to thank everyone that came. It was very big and very successful, so yeah, thanks. And the report.
Are there any questions for the PRF reports? VP Fang.
Question for Senator Gillette. How is the Machias Instagram going?
So the representatives of the Machias Student Senate have he wasn't able to attend the recent meeting, so he wasn't able to relay it after their Spring Fest event. So there's no progress on it as of now.
For Senator Vanderwood, where are we with the volunteering for Memorial Day? Okay. I didn't know if there's any updates.
I already told my work that I have to come back up here for it, so.
Okay, great. Any more questions for periodic reports? Seeing none, moving on to reports of standing committees during policy and procedure.
Hello, executive house tonight. Tomorrow, we'll be renewing committees. All special committees will go through except the symposium committee. Senator Weber and I think it has fulfilled its original purpose and thus will not be removed. If anyone is opposed to that, please let me know before 1 p.m. tomorrow so I can write a renewal. However, as of right now, there will be no symposium committee next semester and before.
Services.
Hello, everybody. I posted the details for the night walk, so I just wanted to get a show of hands if you're planning on maybe going to that tomorrow. It's from 6 to 8, the meeting from the Folklore Library steps. Okay. The funding request got approved today, so I can officially say there will be free pizza and energy drinks. So that should be a lot of fun. Again, we're going to be focusing on potholes and on the faded crosswalk and parking lot lines. So come by, it'll be pretty fun. It'll be kind of cold, but so dress a little warmly, but it should be fun. Please come out and report.
Academic affairs.
I don't have much for this week, but the next academic affairs faculty meeting is tomorrow, so I'll be attending that. We'll be going over some of the finalized wording for the syllabus bank resolution that will go to the full faculty in May. So that'll be my biggest task, is just sort of making sure everything goes as smoothly as it can at that meeting, so we can definitely get it in May, so we can sort of hit the ground running with the task force in September. That's all I have. And
Are there any questions for the standing committees? We now moving into reports of special committees, starting with holistic health and wellness.
Hi, everybody. I hope you had a good weekend. Last week, the committee reported a video that toured the counseling center, and I'm hoping to get that edited and sent off before the next meeting, which is Thursday, so hopefully tomorrow. And then that can get posted before the end of the semester, so students who are here over the summer or next fall and so on and so forth. We'll have a little intro video to what the counseling center looks like. Also, I picked up our really cool stickers. You may have one if you come visit us at Tabling tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. If the weather is nice, we'll be outside in front of Folklore, so that'll be cool. Oh, I'm also drafting up a policy that I will send to Senator Sparks before 1 p.m. tomorrow to make the Holistic Health and Wellness Committee a standing committee rather than we're doing it as a special committee for next semester and report.
Does anyone have a food and dining report?
Tomorrow, Food and Dining is putting on an event with Sodexo from 4 to 6 at Wells, and it's a free wings and dining feedback discussion event type of deal. And it's to give students an opportunity to provide meaningful feedback regarding your UMaine dining experience. And in exchange, you get free buffalo wings. You have like 13 different flavors, and it's all free. So come for some wing appetizers before the night walk and report.
Undergraduate student symposium.
Yeah, as what Senator Cuddy said, symposium last Friday went really, really well, I think. Big shout out to all of the senators, Senator Cuddy, Senator Lamadrid, Senator Stewart, Senator Vanderwood, who helped volunteer at the event for student government. as well as everyone who went, and especially those who presented their own research that they've been doing throughout basically the entire year. I think it went very well. And a report.
Voter Involvement and Education Committee.
Hey everyone, sorry. Last week we headed to bed with vote on Friday and I think it went very, very well. Special thank you to Lee Thompson and Senator Cowan stopping by. Yeah, and the report.
Non-traditional Commuter and Transfer Students Committee.
No report.
Are there any questions for the special committees? Moving on to representative boards, starting with Honors College Student Leadership Council.
No report.
Interfraternity Council.
So Sigma Chi is holding their Derby Days philanthropy all of this week. Keep an eye out on their Instagram. It's along the FSO Instagram and the ISC Instagram. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but it's Monday through Friday. And if they raise a total of $10,000 this week, every single Sigma Chi brother and Evan Bush will be shaving their head bald. So it'd kind of be cool to see Evan Bush bald. Delta will be holding a raffle at the trivia this Thursday at Wells Dining. It's to help raise money for a scholarship that honors a brother that passed a couple years ago. So consider entering that raffle. And then tomorrow will be a joint meeting with Can Health, in which ISU will be passing or not passing a bylaw change that will allow our judicial board to hold minor conduct cases on top of financial suspension, or if people aren't meeting grades, we can actually start handling smaller conduct cases, which will start putting a little more power back into our hands soon. So we're hoping that passes. Report.
And Helena Council.
Hi everyone, so I don't have much this week other than that our last in-person meeting would be tomorrow with joint with IFC, and then next week we're gonna be having a paper meeting. And then just a reminder that DZ and the Mental Health Club are still doing a period product drive. If anyone has any unopened products, please donate if you can. The boxes are in the FSL office. I haven't seen any products in there, so if you have any, please donate. And then next, there's a Greek life final study night on the second floor reading room in the library on April 28th from 5 to 7 p.m. And then lastly, the VP of recruitment has set out the positions for the program and liaisons for former recruitment. And then she's hosting a training next week on Thursday at 6 p.m. at a report.
Student Athletic Advisory Council.
Baseball and softball both won their series this weekend. Trying to have federal first place finishes and broke the school record and won it 5 meters. The SAC is also hosting the Race the Bar Combine on the 20th, which is athletes from different sports will compete at different athletic events. And today I'm joined by Emily and Gabby, who are going to be our reps for next year.
Senior Class Council.
Hi everyone, I'm joined tonight by Brayden Pridgen, who is the 2027 Class Council President and who will be my successor in this representative position next year. Tomorrow we're hosting our final senior night at OHOP, which is again karaoke night. So order the class Stein song drink to have a portion of the proceeds donated towards Senior Class Council to go towards our senior week and class gift. We'll be there from 8 to 11 p.m. But any Stein song drink purchased throughout the day will contribute to the fundraiser. And next week is senior week, which I'm so excited for. So I'll redrop the schedule in the chat so everyone has the time and location details again. But Monday is our field day, so we'll have the giant parachute games, spike ball, cornhole, capture the flag, and more. Tuesday is the Shrek movie night with free food and snacks. Wednesday is cap decorating with all supplies provided. Thursday is a card and board game night at OBC with $1 off nights. And Friday is our senior send-off, so come grab a free buffet style dinner, enjoy the cash bar, and dance and play games with your friends. And finally, there are only 18 days left until graduation and report.
Sustainability Environmental Action Division.
Hi everyone, happy Earth Month. We're looking at Sustainability Field Day on the 23rd from 11 to 2. If you're interested in bringing something to the potluck, that would be great. We have Backcountry Squatters is hosting their annual concert, and that will be on the 24th. And report.
Are there any questions for the representative board reports? I just wanted to point out how important the IFC bylaw changes are, and I'd like to give a round of applause for the IFC exec board. Also for how important the Derby days are, and that I was the last $50 for Senator St. Lawrence to go and shave his head. And also, if you guys help with the donation, they get to that 10,000, also. Be Fang and Senator Ricker would also be involved, so just think of the gratification of that.
For our last meeting even.
Moving on to community association reports, starting with Student Heritage Alliance Council.
Hey, everybody. Representative Emery asked me to share the SHAC report this week. I also have dropped the text report in the Senate chat. SHAC had a tremendous meeting on Thursday. Elections were held, and I'm delighted to report that all cabinet positions were filled. Future's looking bright. We don't have issues with continuation of the council this year. BSU's Hair Care Fair concluded this Saturday, and the BSU president asked me to share the following message. With the Senate's help, we were able to professionally braid and barb 28 University of Maine students free of charge. And lastly, the SHAC formal is 2 days away. Thank you to all those who RSVP'd, and we look forward to seeing you Thursday night at Canoe after the inauguration.
Wildstein Career Straight Alliance.
Lavender graduation will be on May 2nd from 1 to 3 p.m. in Bangor Room. The form to sign up for that event and receive a rainbow cord will be open until this Friday. We have to close the sign up shop for graduation so that we can prepare our program for the event, but we still have a lot of rainbow cords that we could be able to pick out. So we've made the choice to open a second form that is exclusively for rainbow cord signups. This form will be open until we run out of cords for about mid-finals week, whichever comes first. These cords are not only for Wildstein members, but they are also for any LGBTQ plus undergraduate students graduating this year. So please, if you know anyone who may be interested in having a rainbow cord, share this information with them. An update from my report last week, next year's Wildstein rep, Michelangelo, will be back on campus tomorrow. So he will be with me at the next Senate meeting. Once he's settled back on campus, I will be working with him extensively to ensure a smooth transition for him and the new Wildstein exec board.
International Student Association. Accessibility on campus. Right, are there any questions for the community association reports? President Tripp.
I have a question for the Wildstein representative. We can't make it to Lavender graduation. How do you get our cord?
I'm gonna send out an email to all the people who aren't coming. We usually give them people during finals week. There are certain people who I will make sure to deliver them to personally. They're expected to come in about mid next week. If I could bring them here to the people who are here, I would. Yeah.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Thanks for feedback.
Great, thank you.
VP Fang.
Question for Senator St. Pierre, who is the SHAC president?
Hey,
Oh, wow.
Senator Rivera is the next vice president.
Are there any more questions for the community association reports? Seeing none, we'll enter our 5-minute recess, reconvening at 6:50. We'll now move into new business with 47S UL 112, the SLS contract amendment spring 2026.
All right, guys. What feels like a sick joke. The last resolution I will ever pass had to be a major contract, but nonetheless, we're excited to get it done. And it does something that is beyond necessary and overdue. If everyone wants to flip to it, because I'm not big enough on the screen, I will read it out loud. In Act 2, amend the existing contract between UMSG Inc. and Student Legal Services attorney Sean O'Mara. Whereas Student Legal Services serves as a critical resource for students at the University of Maine, providing accessible legal guidance, education, and support on matters that directly impact student well-being and success. And whereas Attorney Sean Amara has served as the Student Legal Services attorney with professionalism, consistency, and a demonstrated commitment to supporting the student body and the University of Maine student government. And whereas the relationship between UMSG Inc. and Student Legal Services ensures that students have access to legal resources that they may not otherwise be able to obtain, reinforcing UMSG's mission to support and advocate for the undergraduate population. And whereas the existing contract between UMSG Inc. and Student Legal Services requires periodic review and amendment to ensure that compensation, scope of services, and terms of employment remain fair, competitive, and reflective of the needs of the student body. And whereas proposed amendments to the contract have been negotiated in good faith between UMSG and Attorney Sean Amara to maintain continuity of services while updating provisions to better align with current expectations and operational realities. And whereas maintaining a strong and stable student legal services program is in the best interest of the University of Maine's student body and supports the long-term institutional capacity of UMSG Inc. to provide essential student services. Therefore, be it resolved. The base pay outlined in the contract will be raised to $89,882.19 from $79,000 to both reflect Amara's time here and to make the position itself more competitive. And resolved, wording about future increases based on CPI will be amended to simply read increases for clarity purposes. And resolved, the new term of this contract shall be from June 30th to 2026 to June 30th, 2028. And resolved, the following part of Addendum A, Part 7 will be struck to align with current practices and to prevent time-consuming and redundant reporting. That being, status report shall include all hours worked for UMSG. Resolved, that these adjustments were mutually agreed upon during contract negotiations and are incorporated into the executed employment agreement. And resolve that the General Student Senate affirms its confidence in Attorney Sean Amara and recognizes the continued value of his 14 years of service to UMSG Inc. And resolve, the executive, senators, and representatives of UMSG Inc. express their utmost gratitude to Amara's years of service to the student government and the greater student body. And resolve that the amended employment contract to be effective June 30th, 2026 through June 30th, 2028, be hereby adopted and authorized for signature by Attorney Sean Amara, President Tripp, Vice President Shelmerdine, and Vice President for Financial Affairs, Baum. Okay.
How did we get to this very not round number? Just curious.
So this number, if everybody could recall, I have it in front of me, so you don't need to recall. We approved for Sean O'Mara $82,309 during the annual budgeting process for what would be his annual salary. This number means that because his contract takes place or becomes effective on the 30th of June, and CPI increases hit on the 1st of July, that is 2.7% CPI increase, puts him at 10,000 over, almost on the dot, 10,000, I think 3 cents. Just because the numbers couldn't be quite perfect. And so there's very not round number in his contract, it's so that he gets an almost exactly just a little bit over $10,000 increase to his allocate, or to his how much he would be earning.
Because otherwise we would have done the 10 grand increase and then it immediately would have been a CPI increase of additional money, which from what we understood from the Senate's perspective, we wanted it to be 10 max. So that was the little math that happened. If you're thinking, well, why doesn't he get a CPI increase? He gets more than a CPI increase because increasing his base pay makes that CPI increase more. And then the year after it'll be even more.
Are there any more questions? Seeing none, with this committee's recommendation? 300 off path. I'm now looking for approval of the committee's recommendations. Dana? Hearing a second, we enter discussion. Seeing none, debate. VP Lehman?
I would strongly advise a senator to amend the last resolve to say Vice President of Financial Affairs instead of Vice President for Financial Affairs.
President Tripp?
That's a waste of time.
Fun.
VP Lehman?
I think our policies should reflect our people's correct titles and not their incorrect titles.
Because this reflects an incorrect writing of it, I'm going to assume that was the original intention of the author and that this was a simple mistake. Unless.
I move to amend the second to last resolve to read Omara apostrophe S years of service. And then the last resolve to say Vice President of Financial Affairs. Second.
Can you say that first part again?
Where it says gratitude to Omara, period, years of service. I believe it's intended to say Omara's apostrophe S years of service.
So it's the grammatical.
Well, yeah, and it's like starts a sentence with a lowercase and it doesn't really make it's an incomplete sentence.
Okay, hearing a second, discussion. Seeing none, debate. You know, all those in favor? All opposed? All abstaining? In clear majority of the affirmative, the amendment passes. Any more debate on the amendment as resolved? Seeing none, all those in favor? All opposed? All abstaining? Seeing clear majority in the affirmative, that passes. Seeing nothing else under new business or main motions, I'm now looking for a motion to enter executive session. I make a motion. Senator Weber.
Move to enter executive session.
Hearing a second, if you are not a contracted member of UMSG, please exit at this time.
Say it out loud.
Have you already gone through your full onboarding? All right, are all non-members outside? No. You have to pick. Wasn't Betty one?
I don't.
They like
Okay. May the clerk please call the roll?
President Tripp.
Here.
VP Shilmerdine.
Here.
VP Mullin.
Here.
VP Lehman. Here. VP Thompson.
Here.
VP Fine. Here. Director Arafat. Here. Commissioner Stankovitz.
Here.
Senator Vanderwood.
Here.
Senator Schultz.
Here.
Senator St. Pierre.
Here.
Senator DeLorme.
Here.
Senator St. Lawrence. Here. Senator Levesque.
Here.
Senator Farnsworth. Here. Senator Cowan. Here. Senator Santiello.
Here.
Senator Inman.
Here.
Senator Dana.
Here.
Senator Ricker. Senator Goodspeed.
Here.
Senator Zurab.
Here.
Senator Vlad.
Here.
Senator Van Beek.
Here.
Senator Madrid.
Here.
Senator Oldfield.
Here.
Senator Burkmark.
Here.
Senator Weber.
Here.
Senator Seward.
Here.
Senator Zewald.
Here.
Senator Sparks.
Here.
Senator Crowdy.
Here.
Senator Whitehead.
Here.
Senator Supker.
Here.
Senator Cummings.
Here.
Representative Pellet.
Here.
Representative Brunner.
Here.
Representative Neff.
Here.
Representative Karpinski.
Here.
Representative Fancock.
Here.
Representative Gamble.
Here.
Representative Tremblay. Here. Did I miss anybody?
I now speak to chair for the policy procedure.
No.
Before you do that,
All right.
I need to remove.
Why would you do that before the
Sorry.
vice president seats the chair with a lot of people?
Yeah.
Don't dismiss the chair while the chair is chairing.
Yeah, but I haven't, if you excuse me right now, I can't see the chair.
Speak for the pro town.
No, it doesn't.
No.
In policy,
She
I
runs she chairs this meeting.
It's like the budgetary.
Except it's not a special meeting. You can set that.
Yeah, she is right. It just goes, it's all secret.
Okay, there you go. Dismiss the chair while the chair is chairing. Stop. We're both wrong. It's right.
What was the minute? I was just seating it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, Hey, this is a break of running executive session. Perfect. I now.
Turn the video off.
Our executive session house. I'm looking for a motion to exit executive session. It's Lauren.
Session.
Hearing a second, hold the clerk, please call the roll.
President Tripp. Here. VP Shelmerdine.
Here.
VP Baum.
Here.
VP Lehman. VP Thompson.
Here.
VP Fang. Here. Director Erica. Here. Commissioner Stankovitz.
Here.
Senator Vanderwood.
Yes, I mean, here.
Senator Schultz.
Here.
Senator St. Pierre. Senator DeLorme. Here. Senator St. Lawrence. Here. Senator Levesque.
Here.
Senator Farnsworth. Here. Senator Cowan.
Here.
Senator Santinello.
Here.
Senator Inman.
Here.
Senator Dana.
Here.
Senator Ricker. Senator Goodfeed. Here. Senator Rizura. Here. Senator Black. Here. Senator Van Beek.
Here.
Senator Madrid.
Here.
Senator Oldfield.
Here.
Senator Burkhart.
Here.
Senator Weber.
Here.
Senator Seward.
Here.
Senator Zelo.
Here.
Senator Sparks.
Here.
Senator Grady.
Here.
Senator Whitehead.
Here.
Senator Sefker.
Here.
Senator Cummings.
Here.
Representative Pellet.
Here.
Representative Brunner.
Here.
Representative Knapp.
Here.
Representative Karpinski.
Here.
Representative Fancock.
Here.
Representative Gamble. Here. Representative Tremblay. Here. Did I miss anybody?
Now we've officially exited executive session and now on to special orders and announcements or any UMSG member may address the GSS for no more than 5 minutes.
All right, couple things. First off, night walk is tomorrow. Again, if anybody wants to go to that. Again, dress warm, but it's a nice little walk around campus and do some activities of taking coordinates to be reported to the school. Really good to target some of these physical concerns across campus. Other than that, Sigma Chi, the rest of the Derby Days event for this week. We got the campus cleanup tomorrow. Thursday, we have the car wash with AO Pi. And Friday, we have the carnival. So if you'd like to come to any of those events, come on by. We'd love to have you. Donate to our raffle, donate to getting the rest of us shaved, as maybe Shelmerdine did for me. And definitely don't regret it.
Any more special orders and announcements?
I forgot to mention it, but there's 11 Siget brothers that have pledged to shave their head in the name of cancer research for kids through St. Baldrick. That is this Sunday on the student squad, but you can, a lot of guys have hit their goal, but every dollar counts. So there's, you can find on the main Siget page, and you can donate to any of the 11 brothers, so.
Any more special? Senator Cowan.
Yes, I've already dropped a flyer in the chat again, but this Friday at 5 p.m. in this room is the annual Take Back Night. That again, it's a really, really important event and it's super impactful. I know that I've already talked to you guys about it at every single meeting. This is the last one I will be able to participate in and run as an undergraduate student. And if you're able to make it, you're going to come and support me and all the other students that have put their hearts and souls into this event. I really ask you to. Additionally, Triota and All Men Women, all of this week in the union from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every single day are tabling to raise money for Rape Response Services, which is a nonprofit in Bangor that's provides support to survivors of sexual assault. If you have any spare change or have any friends you can tell about this, please let them know. Again, we'll be in the union every single day and we should have a QR code to our Venmo if you feel like donating outside of those hours free. Thanks.
Any more special orders and announcements? President Tripp.
So we only have one thing to pass for cabinet. So I'm wondering if those of you who are members of my cabinet wanted to just stick around for a few more minutes to get that out of the way, so we don't have to wake up so early in the morning. Does that sound good to anybody?
Yes, sounds bad.
So if you wanted to stick around, we'll get that done.
Just a personal announcement. If you've heard of Squatters Prom, that's happening this Friday. My van is actually opening that event, so I know it's kind of sucks to get there super early, but we're playing at 7:30 if you want to see it.
This is one of the things that I forgot to include in my report, but during the meeting with Dick Young last week, he brought me a memorandum that had to do with the Olympic food plan. So when they started the timeline for what next year looks like, they didn't correlate that with the time that they were gonna start the meal plans with Sodexo. So students who have an unlimited plan are gonna be charged an extra $30, $15 per semester to make up for 3.5 days where they kind of forgot to include a meal plan for that time. But that's only applicable to the unlimited, which is usually only freshmen or maybe sophomores. And this is the compromise they're able to have, so there's still food available during those times. This was something that last week was checked over by the executives, and I sent over some questions that we have regarding it. But this information is gonna be made public later this week for other students, as this charge of $30 has already been put on student accounts. So if you guys have any questions, or if anyone brings up, why was I charged for a random $30 fee? That's what it was. I forgot to add them. Right, President Trip.
Do you know what steps they've taken to not make this mistake again?
Dick Young said it would never happen again because he's going to make sure that he is directly sitting in with that Sodexo meeting because he was not this year. Any other special orders announcements? Seeing none, may the clerk please call the roll.
President Tripp.
Here.
Didi Shelmerdine.
Here.
Didi Bone. Didi Lehman. Here. Didi Thompson.
Here.
Didi Fang. Here. Director Erica. Here. Commissioner Stankovitz.
Here.
Senator Vanderwood.
Here.
Senator Schultz.
Here.
Senator St. Pierre.
Here.
Senator DeLorme.
Here.
Senator St. Lawrence.
Here.
Senator Levesque.
Here.
Senator Floresworth.
Here.
Senator Cowan. Here. Senator Santiago.
Here.
Senator Inman.
Here.
Senator Dana.
Here.
Senator Ricker. Senator Goodspeed.
Here.
Senator Zubrow.
Here.
Senator Blatt. Senator Van Beek.
Here.
Senator Madrid.
Here.
Senator Oldfield.
Here.
Senator Burkmark.
Here.
Senator Weber.
Here.
Senator Seward.
Here.
Senator Zilog.
Here.
Senator Sparks. Senator Crowley.
Here.
Senator Whitehead.
Here.
Senator Semker.
Here.
Senator Cummings.
Here.
Representative Pellet.
Here.
Representative Brunner.
Here.
Representative Knapp.
Here.
Representative Karpinski.
Here.
Representative Banko. Representative Gamble.
Here.
Representative Tremblay. Here. Did I miss anybody?
Senator Robert.
Motion to adjourn.
It is the pleasure of the Senate, we adjourn.
Their town wants to just like gather